But if you were to do this meditation, within 5 minutes, your brain starts to synchronize as if you had meditated for 20 years and you're an expert in it. So now you're able to almost like inject yourself with this experience of synchronizing your brain. You'll start to get downloads or information in ways that you've never been able to experience before. You know, I know it sounds crazy, but this is really how it works. So let's go, family. It's your boy DeAndre Saxon, back for another video. Coming to you from beautiful Dubai. You ready to change your life or what? Yo, life is like GTA. I swear, when I used to sleep on a couch, I used to visualize myself living in Dubai, earning millions of dollars. And the fact that I've been able to earn 7 figures, I'm in Dubai. If I can do it from sleeping on a couch, 60 cents in my account, negative 600 in my account, you can absolutely do it as well. So let's talk about it. In this video, I'm going to give you the 4 meditations that you can implement into your life that will completely change everything for you. Guys, I've taught this before: thoughts, feelings, and actions. What we have to do is we have to take those ideas of the visual life that we want to have, right? You're doing your visualizations, your affirmations, all these different things, but it's like your life is kind of being stagnant, or it's stuck, or it's inconsistent. It's because you're not taking those images and those visualizations and putting certain emotions behind it. So doing these 4 meditations, that's 8, right? So doing these 4 meditations, what it'll allow you to do is rewire that subconscious mind that controls 95% of your results. So without further ado, let's hop into number 1. The first one is called a gratitude meditation. Now, honestly, I do all of these every single day, typically all in the same type of meditative state, I guess you could say. But each of these are a mental muscle, okay? For example, gratitude. What we do with gratitude, it's just being present, right? For a lot of us, we're thinking about tomorrow and tomorrow's Lamborghini, tomorrow's money, and the thing that we want tomorrow. But sometimes being present today makes it so much more powerful. The future is already created. The past is already created. The only thing that we can control is the present moment. So by doing a gratitude meditation, it allows us to be present and change now. Okay, so here's how we do the gratitude meditation. I typically like to put my hand over my heart, and I just like to feel my heart. Guys, I know it sounds cliche or whatever, but just feeling the beat of your heart and giving thanks to that energy, the energy that your heart has been pumping all night, all day, without you ever thinking about it. Give some thanks to that heart, and just give thanks to some of the things that you love in your life. Being grateful for the fact that you can even watch this video, that you can walk, talk, dress, that you have a mind that even wants to expand, being grateful for the car that you have, the house, your family, these kind of things. What that does is that elevates your vibration. Because if we're going to want to get into a meditative state, we have to first neutralize our state. Because most of the time we're going through some bullshit. The outside world's controlling us. Guys, like last night, the outside world was controlling me. But I went ahead and I put my hand over my heart. I closed my eyes. And just for a few seconds, maybe just a minute or so, I just feel the gratitude in my heart for the things in my life that I'm grateful for now. Okay, so that's the first meditation that we're going to do. The second meditation we're going to start getting into some more heavier topics here in mental muscles. The second one we're going to do is something called a visualization meditation. Okay, I'm sure you've heard of this before, but there's a certain way that you're going to do this. Visualization, in a sense, is basically playing the movie of how you want your life to end out. Okay, imagine that you're a screen director and you're putting a movie out. How exactly would you want to script out that movie? So in order to do visualization, you have to understand what are you actually visualizing. So what you're going to want to do is get out a piece of paper and you're going to write down exactly what you want your life to look like. It can be a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years is a little far out, but let's just say in the next 3 to 5 years, how you want your life to look. Write that down in the present tense of exactly what it looks like. How do you dress? How do you walk? What kind of car do you drive? Where do you live? What does your wife look like? Your family, your business? What are the things that you do? How do you feel about yourself? Write these things just down, because what that does is takes thought and puts it on paper, which allows you to form an image, and that image is the thing that we're going to need the most. Okay, so after we went ahead and wrote down that script of what we want to write, we're going to then I like to put it on a goal card. You guys know I worked with Bob Proctor. So I put it on a goal card like this. So my goal right now is to earn $2 million a month. So I'll put it on a goal card and I keep that in front of me at all periods of the time. That way I can always consistently bring up that image, right? So we've written it on a piece of paper, front and back, exactly how we want our life to look like. It's the movie of our life. Then we're going to write it on a goal card, a card like this, a goal, like you set a goal. And you carry it with you, and that keeps that front of mind. So now we're going to go to the meditative state. We're going to put it in a visualization. So you can do it guided. I personally don't do guided. I just put on some sounds, and I use my mental muscle because I've been doing this for some time. And what I'll do is I will play that movie in real time as if I have it already. It's so important that when you do visualization practice that you do it in the present state. It's not I want to have this car. It would be nice. You have to have it in the present state. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is fake. So what we're going to do is we're going to act as if it's real now. And so it's really important that we do these kind of steps when we're doing a visualization. Number one, it has to be in first person. This is you looking out and you're experiencing this. You're opening up the Lamborghini Aventador door, right? And the door goes up. You're driving the car. You're experiencing that thing. It's not you observing yourself doing the thing. Does that make sense? Like a third person. You're not watching yourself outside of you. You have to be in the present state. You're actually doing this. The second part of it is you got to put feeling behind it. Guys, feeling is the secret on how to tap into the subconscious mind. So if you're not putting any feelings behind this visualization, it's not going to work. That's how you actually tap into the subconscious. Images and emotion. So making sure you put images behind it. The next thing, which I kind of briefly talked about, is it's got to be as if you have it now. That's the greatest secret, is at living in the wish fulfilled. A lot of the times it's that desire, we're wanting something outside of us that always keeps it one step ahead. In order to close the gap between you and your future life, you and the life that you want, you and that thing, you and that goal, there can't be any separation. You must become one and have unity between you and your goal. And the only way to do that is to have it, freaking fly. The only way to do that is to have it now. I am this person. I have these things already in your mind, and it might feel weird at first, but trust me, you'll start to convince your subconscious mind, and after 2-3 weeks, you'll actually start to believe that it's real. And that's the key there. Keep doing the visualization and put it all together, and you'll notice some big differences on there. Okay, now let's go into the third meditation. This is the one that I stumbled across, I would say about 9 months ago, and it came from the CIA. Okay, it's called the gateway process. You can literally Google this, go on gateway process CIA document, and go on the government website, which if you're watching this in it's America, the CIA. Okay, and there's an old document. I remember when I was in Colombia, it was about November, December. I spent a whole month meditating for 3 to 4 hours a day, every day for for a month. And I went through this entire gateway process. So what this is called a Hemi-sync meditation. All right. So what it does is there's certain sound waves that will synchronize both hemispheres of your brain, the creative part and your logical part. And by listening to these sounds, what it does is it takes up your mind from a flashlight, like light that's just dispersed everywhere, and then forms it into a laser. Imagine you take all the mental energy. I'm assuming if you're watching this video right now, you believe that your thoughts create your future, that you become what you think about. I'm sure you have that basis. If not, you wouldn't even be watching this video. So if we have this base thought, so the next question is, how can we take this mind that's scattered all over the place and focus it like a laser on that visualization? You see how each of these meditations start to stack on each other. So we're going to take this mind and we're going to focus it on one thing, that goal, that desire, that answer to the problem that we're looking for. Does that make sense? So what was found is that the brain can actually starts to mimic sound patterns that are passed through it. It's called the frequency following pattern. Meaning, so if I put, let's just say we'll keep numbers simple. We'll put 100 hertz in this ear. Hertz is a measurement for sound. We're going to put 100 hertz in this ear, and we're going to put 103 hertz in this ear. What will start to happen is just like, you know, like when you throw a pebble in a pond and you start to see the ripples, what starts to happen is over time, the ripples start to collide, but then they start to smooth out and they start to wave together. It works the same way inside the brain. So the waves of 100 in this ear and 103 in this ear, they'll start to crash, and eventually they'll start to mimic the same pattern. And what we'll be left with is the difference. So the difference between 100 and 103, which is a difference of 3 hertz. Naturally, the brain cannot hear 3 hertz. You can't hear it. So the ears can't hear 3 hertz. But using this frequency pattern, you can. And what you'll start to notice is a reverberation sound, a woo 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 woo. And that right there is a sound that's made up by the brain that actually signifies your brain being synchronized. I know I have to make a video explaining all of this, but I don't want to go into too much depth behind it. But the point of why we do this meditation, the Hemi-sync, is because we're going to take that brain of yours that's scattered thinking about this thought and this problem and all these things going on. We're going to focus it on one singular point. We're going to narrow that brain down. We're going to lower the brain waves. We're gonna get you in a more relaxed state. On another video, I'll talk about the different brain waves, but we're gonna put you in a more relaxed meditative state. It was found during the studies of this Hemi-sync that yogis that had studied meditation for 20 years, it would take them 20 minutes to get into this mental state. But if you were to do this meditation, within 5 minutes, your brain starts to synchronize as if you had meditated for 20 years and you're an expert in it. So now you're able to almost like inject yourself with this experience of synchronizing your brain. So now we're going to put all of that energy and we're going to put it on that goal, that visualization, that problem, the solution that you're looking for. And you'll start to get downloads or information in ways that you've never been able to experience before. You know, I know it sounds crazy, but this is really how it works. So, you know, on a funny side note, the Hemi-sync in the gateway process was used because they wanted to see if we could take our mind out of the body and do spy work in Russia. So this was during the 80s in the Cold War. But I'll make another video about this. But trust me, every single day I do my Hemi-sync meditation. It's actually, I do all of these every single day and typically in the same order. So I'll do my meditation. I'll start with my breath work, which I'll make another video about. So I'll start with some breath work and I'll do gratitude. I'll just do a little bit of gratitude, maybe 30 seconds, 1 minute, just until I feel like my energies have raised. Then I'll do a little bit of visualization, telling God, telling the universe, telling the subconscious mind exactly how I want my life to live. And then I'll go into a Hemi-sync meditation, listening to these sound waves that will change my life. And then we'll go ahead and I'll always do this. And I just started these meditations, which is number 4, the 4th type of meditation that will completely change your life. It's called a walking meditation. Now, I've first discovered this by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I thought it was weird at first. A walking meditation, like, are you walking and meditating? Sounds exactly what it is. I started implementing this 3 weeks ago, and it has completely rewritten my identity. I'm a different person. I wake up earlier. The same problems and vices I had a month ago, I don't have. It's like every single week I'm elevating at such a high level because of what I'm doing with the 4th meditation. And what this is called, this walking meditation, what you're doing, I usually do it in a treadmill because you're walking. You can do it outside. So during this meditation, you can do anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Typically they're an hour. 30 minutes is how I started. So in this meditative state, you're going to do your breath work. You're going to do your gratitude. You're going to do your visualization. All these things come together. And then what will happen is the author, which in this case is Dr. Joe Dispenza, is he will get your mind focused in a meditative state, focusing on each energy center. And then what you'll do is after about 10 minutes of that, you'll open up your eyes and you'll start to walk like that future version of yourself. It's something that I've been doing now and it's changed everything. So we have thoughts, feelings, and actions. So we've already formed the new thoughts in our life, exactly how we want our life to live. And now we have the feeling behind it, right? Because we've been doing the visualizations, the gratitude, and the regular Hemi-sync meditations, and we got the feelings. But most of that time, we're just sitting down. But when we do a walking meditation, it's like we're transmuting. Transmuting is taking one energy source and translating it into another. Okay, think of it as like gasoline. You put gasoline, which is a certain chemical, and it turns into combustion, which then is a compulsion for the vehicle. So it's transmuted into a different energy. Okay, hopefully that was a good example. But it's the same way. When we do a walking meditation, we're taking this thought energy, this feeling energy, and we're transmuting it into action by taking steps. And so each step that you take, you're embodying a different version of yourself. It's like you're rewriting your subconscious mind in real time with each step that you have, because he preps you with the ideals. Then you start to walk like that person. And I've noticed a massive difference. Not only do I raise my frequency, I've noticed that new ideas come into pass, things on how to improve my content. Like, for example, I started up YouTube again because of these walking meditations. How can you not get new ideas when you're coming from a high frequency, when you're acting and walking like that person? Remember, we think in frequencies. We think in thought patterns. So by raising your frequency or raising your thoughts, naturally you're going to start to think like a different version of yourself. You're going to think like that future version of yourself. And if you start thinking like that person and acting like that person, that's how you're going to start to notice that the world around you starts to change. You start to manifest or bend the world around you. The world is plastic and it'll always bend to your reality. We know this consciously, but how do you actually do this? Well, By now doing these embodiment walks, you're taking thoughts, you're taking feelings, and with each step, you're rewriting that subconscious mind. Guys, these are the 4 meditations that I've done that completely changed my life. And at first, when I'm gonna be honest, when I started thinking about these meditations, I was like, oh my gosh, it sounds great. But when it took me from 0 to 100 grand a month in less than 2 months, it was a different level. And since then, on that journey, I've just been studying meditation, understanding how exactly does the mind work, putting it into a focus, and then rewriting the subconscious mind so that we can get to the next level. Guys, implement these 4 meditations. I'll make more videos explaining each of these in depth, but take these, bend the world to your reality, and I'll see you in the next video. So make sure you subscribe below. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.